Got home on a Saturday, went to church on Sunday. A lady I knew my whole life came up to me and asked me where I'd been. Hadn't seen me in a while. And I said, well, I just got back from Vietnam. And she just turned around, walked away, and didn't say anything, and never talked to me again. That hurt.
During the Vietnam War, over 2 million Americans served in uniform, and the East Tennessee region was not immune to the call of duty.
Well, when I got out of the Air Force, of course, my main concern was coming back home to family and friends and going back to school. And that was my main objective, and I did that. Now, once I got out, it was over for me. I was done. I'd done my duty, and I was proud to do my duty, but I didn't wear it like a badge of honor. Back then, you just didn't do it. It was like a ghost in a mirror. You just didn't talk about it.
When you came back to the States, it was almost like a little bit of a shock, because people had changed over 10 months, but you were basically the same. They weren't physically aggressive, there was some spitting, not a whole lot, but a lot of yelling, being called murderer and child murder and things like that. And basically, you just kind of hardened yourself to it.
Throughout the Vietnam era, many differing political views were voiced. Many sons of the World War II generation were raised to respond when their country called to serve.
Of course, when I was a kid, nobody really talked about World War II to me, but the only things you heard was, your country calls and you answered. It was kind of an expected way of life.
We were all just 18, 19-year-old kids, just doing what we were told to do by people that were supposed to know what we were supposed to do. Now, whether they did or not, I don't know.
Upon their return home, and with few people around them to understand their struggles, the embattled soldiers found various means of coping with the pains of war.
Mine, I said, built walls, locked myself up, didn't talk to people. Like I said, got into drugs, smoked a lot of pot.
I mean, you know how to work, you know how to get up, but you really don't know how to deal with life. Realize, think about 18-year-olds going off to war and what they were asked to do, and then how can you find in your heart not to be proud of them.
All right, that's what went on last month. This coming month, we have 2 very significant events coming up, and we'll talk about those one at a time.
The VBA is sort of like a brotherhood, a fraternity of people that been down the same road that you have and can appreciate where you've been.
The more I've been in it, I've seen that it's helped me too. It's made me reflect, and it's torn down my wall a little bit and let me to engage with other people. The group itself is amazing in the sense the phenomenal growth in the 4 or 5 years it's been in existence.
Since we didn't get a welcome home, we want to make sure that no other group coming back, no other veterans group coming back, does not ever hear the words "welcome home, brother," or "welcome home, sister."
The impression that the group has made on me is really reaching out. They interact with the public, and that they find out that people are Vietnam veterans and have never been recognized. And they have a 50th anniversary pin and a little ceremony they do right there. I mean, you see a guy, my age, his 60s, and he's shopping with his wife. And then, you know, he donates money and you say, hey, do you want to come down and be recognized and everything? He goes, well, yeah, I'll do it after I'm finished shopping. She knows that there's a wall there. And then he comes back, and they probably don't talk about it in the store. You know, she might say, hey, are you going to do it? And he'll go, yeah. And the whole time he's shopping, you know, he's thinking about his experiences and things. And maybe some resentment, but then they come out and do that ceremony.
Thank you for your service and for the sacrifices you and your family made for all of us.
And everybody salutes him. You know, and he's standing proud. And to me, that's amazing.
I hope that they appreciated that we went over there and fought a war that we weren't allowed to win. And every Vietnam veteran just about says that. If we wanted to win that war, we could have won that war hands down. But we just weren't allowed to win it because of politics. We were just boys at that time. We were proud Americans and we did our job.
A lot of people have probably longed for the recognition, to actually somebody stand up and thank them for their service. And then acknowledgement that, hey, we're just a demographic group that answered our country's call, and you know, we should be respected for that.
We enjoy each other's company and get to welcome new members and say, welcome home, brother. And that's the biggest thing. That's 3 words that you can never get tired of. Welcome home, brother.